Let me see your ears.
My ears?
Hi friends, I'm Brittany, this is Jessica, and you're watching a Pixie Dust production Disney movie review. And tonight we're talking about 1948's... I didn't write down the title.
So dear to my heart?
Okay.
Is that what it's called?
Yes.
Okay.
And this time we're talking about 1948's So Dear to My Heart.
This is a movie about a little boy named Jerry who raises a black lamb who's become a bit of an outcast and troublemaker. And through love and hard work, he's able to overcome judgments and stereotypes and ultimately raises an award-winning sheep. Okay, so like I gotta say, when I watched this movie, I was like, this movie's pretty good. Like, I really like this. I'm into it, blah, blah, blah. And then when I went to write the summary, I was like, wait, that was like the plot? It was that simple? So did I miss something?
Nope. I was expecting it to be really slow and dry and outdated, but it was like really sweet and comforting. So I think that's why like you enjoyed it, but it was that simple. And like I loved it.
So yeah, I had never heard of this before. It's not on Disney Plus. Like, I've never heard anyone talk about it. I don't know why this movie's like hidden and has disappeared from the world.
You're going to be surprised when you hear about like the public reception and like its journey through everything.
Oh, okay. Well, I was definitely excited to watch it regardless because it is one cohesive story. And the last few movies we've reviewed were compilations of shorts, and I was getting super sick of those.
Yeah, I completely agree.
The constant biblical references throughout the movie, like you would never see that in a Disney movie today. So I thought that was pretty cool. I also just like Song of the South. The freaking uncle in the movie is the best. Not that Uncle Remus is his uncle, but he's pretty much his uncle. But that uncle was awesome. He was delightful. I want him to be my uncle.
He was pretty great. The album that when it first starts and it's like flipping through this like scrapbook album thing.
Oh yeah.
That was just so magical and beautiful. I loved watching that.
I actually forgot that the story was told by scrapbook, until the end, and then the scrapbook like closed, and I was like, oh yeah, I forgot about that.
I thought it was just so pretty and charming the way it was done. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, that was really cute. And I officially want a black lamb for my next pet. The fact that everybody saw this lamb and they were like, oh, black wool. Who wants black wool? And I was just like, the freak is wrong with you guys? He's so much cuter than the rest of them. And black is like chic. People will buy black wool. What's wrong with you guys?
Besides, it's black. I don't fancy black wool. Never did.
And then the grandma, she tries to act all tough, but she is nothing but a pushover the whole movie.
She's sweet though. I love it. She's like, I'm trying to make the right decisions here, but really I just want everyone to be happy. And to like set the tone for how this movie was going to be awesome, the opening quote was, "The greatest wealth a man may acquire is the wisdom that comes from living." That's beautiful. I love it. I was really, really stressed when little Jeremiah found the bee tree and was going to go get the honey. Like, scenes from Song of the South where that bull was coming at him like flashed before my eyes. I was like, no, Bobby Driscoll, no. It was so bad. But when I saw that he got an adult, I was so relieved.
There was a part that stressed me out too, though. When the little girl goes looking for the lamb after she had accidentally let him out, I thought that when he went out to go find the lamb, that he was gonna like find her. Like, remember when they went in there and he told her like, don't step in there, you'll never get out or whatever?
Yes.
And so I thought like she was gonna be in like danger, and I was like kind of stressed about that, but then she just came back, so it was fine.
Yeah.
Really glad that the lamb didn't die. in the movie.
Same. Yeah, that was cool too. It was nice. It was just like, it was a nice movie. It was
A lot
nice.
of times movies will get you super attached to a pet and then they kill it. It's very unfortunate.
So I have some trivia
Oh.
from the movie, and that is the song. Remember when they go over to like Jeremiah's house to like butter up grandma to let him enter the fair or whatever it is?
Yeah.
And so they're getting her in a real good mood. They're like singing folk songs and just having like a really good time. One of the songs stuck out to me because the lyrics were creepy AF.
I don't remember being creeped out by the lyrics.
It was this whole song about how this guy went and found this girl that he's courting. And it's like a conversational piece. And so one guy is telling about this girl he's courting, and the other guy's asking him questions about her. And he's like,
she can bake a cherry pie, quick as a cat can wink its eye. She's a young thing and cannot leave her mother.
Checking all the different skills that a wife may need to have, like her homemaking skills, and can she make a pie? And he keeps asking her age, and the response that he keeps getting is she's a young thing and cannot leave her mother.
She's a young thing and cannot leave her mother.
And I'm like, how young is like too young to leave their mother and go get married back in those days, like at the turn of the century? How young is too young? Because that's creepy.
She's a young thing.
You know?
I remember those lyrics, but I didn't like even react to them. I'm a horrible person.
It creeped me out. So I looked into it, and what I found out is that her age is revealed in the last section of the song.
Oh, she's a young thing and cannot leave her mother.
And in response to how old is she, he says 3 times 6 and 4 times 7, 28 and 11. And so apparently when this song was sung, it was done in an ironic tone, because when you do the math on that, you find out that she's a young thing and cannot leave her mother at 85 years old. That was supposed to be a tongue-in-cheek, sarcastic, like real weird joke of the time, apparently.
All right, if you say so.
I sorted Granny. She is wise and logical, and she's a Ravenclaw.
Oh, I
She's
wouldn't have put
got
her
a real even thought process.
So there were a couple of morals I took away from this movie. First, where there's a will, there's a way. However, your heart better be in the right place and you better have good motives. And then I think more importantly, it's what you do with what you've got that counts.
This movie was a personal favorite of Walt's. He was quoted as saying, "So dear was especially close to me. Why, that's the life my brother and I grew up with as kids out in Missouri." So this recreated a memorable time in his life, growing up on a farm in the American Midwest at the turn of the 20th century. This was a big deal to him. And it was actually based on a book that was released just 2 years prior by Sterling North. It was called Midnight and Jeremiah. And after the release of this movie, North actually revised his book to match the movie's amendments and re-released it under the same title as the movie.
Cool.
So he was super into what Walt did with his story. And Walt actually intended for this to be his first fully live action film, but it ended up being live action meets animation as a compromise with RKO Studios, who insisted that when people see Disney, they expect animation. In this movie, we saw the return of Bobby Driscoll and Luana Patton, just like in Melody Time and in Song of the South. They were actually the first contracted actors that Walt Disney ever contracted to the Disney name. Driscoll would actually receive the Special Juvenile Award from the Academy, honoring him as Outstanding Juvenile Actor of 1949 because he starred in this movie, as well as the RKO melodrama The Widow the same year. And apparently his dramatic performance in that was just, so I want to check that out. The movie was nominated for an Academy Award for Best Original Song. That was for Blue Lavender. It's a 17th century English folk song that was redone by Burl Ives, but it actually lost to Baby It's Cold Outside because everybody likes that song. I don't care what cancer culture says. Baby It's Cold Outside is a bomb song. It did take them until 1951, though, to pay off their studio expenses from this film, but they re-released it in 1964 and generated 1.5 mil. There was a home release in 86, a re-release in 92, a release on video in 94 as part of the Walt Disney Masterpiece Collection. It was planned to go in the Walt Disney Gold Classic Collection DVD release, but that was canceled with no reason given and then it was released in 2008 as a Disney Movie Club exclusive.
Then how have I never heard of it?
Like, it's everywhere and it's nowhere.
Are we the only ones that haven't heard of it?
Maybe.
And also, why is it not on Disney Plus?
I don't know.
Okay.
It's a Disney Club member exclusive.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Anyways. Well, I thought this movie was adorable and I loved it. I gave it 5 popcorn kernels and I put it in 4th place, below Song of the South and above Fun and Fancy Free.
Yeah, I found this one really sweet and comforting. It's like a safe, endearing, charming, like snuggled up in bed, maybe a sick day kind of movie. I absolutely love it. It feels good. I gave it 3 popcorn kernels and I placed it at number 6 under Snow White and above the 3 Caballeros.
And go ahead and subscribe. And next month, we will be talking about a movie. What are we talking about?
The Adventures of Ichabod and Mr. Toad.
Thank you. Did I have to say that?
No, it's fine. I'll switch over to me.
Perfect.
Stay fresh, cheese bags.
Stay fresh, cheese bags. We're so lame. He was so big, Brittany.
Like, it wasn't fiction, but it was presented like novular. Is novular a word? But you have to understand, I developed and solidified my opinion at like age 12, and it was serious.
Yeah, I think that you're still a superhero even if you don't have like superpowers. You're so weird. Skittles are disgusting.
No, it's
Get
not
out
mushy.
of here.
It's not mushy.
They're okay, so they're old, but they're not that old.
I have texture issues sometimes.